Life involves relating to the other. While relating to the partner, colleague, parents, or children, differences invariably emerge in our opinions, personalities, likes and dislikes. For example, I love going to temples. You love hanging out at the beach. On the weekend, I like to stay at home, and you want to be out of the house. I would like to save 40% of our income, and you would say, oh, life is just for enjoying, and so 20% savings is good enough. Differences rarely stay in one corner of the head or a discussion. Some of these differences escalate into major disagreements. Egos are bruised. Colorful words are exchanged. Blame is hurled. And people are hurt and angry. How does one even bring in karma yoga when the breathing is heavy, the anger is raging, the hands are itching to bang something, or tears well up in the eyes? Yes, we want to offer kushala karma, competent karma aligned with dharma unto Bhagavan, and want to accept the results of our karma as prasada. But then how does one do that? First of all, it's important to understand your communication style. In a conflict, which is the result of our background and influences in life. In handling conflicts, some people are largely assertive and expressive, or aggressive, or passive avoidant, or passive aggressive, or collaborative. The first one, assertive and expressive people are comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings while being respectful of others. In conflicts, assertive people will be clear in expressing their position and willing to work towards finding a solution that benefits all. For example, for this vacation, I want to go to the beach. I also want to see how you too can have your kind of a holiday. Aggressive people tend to be confrontational. It is either their way or the highway. They will personally attack the other or shame the other to get their way. For example, only losers hang out at the beach. Why would you waste so much money and time to just go and collapse on a hammock? You're so lazy. In conflicts, aggressive people are more focused on winning the argument, asserting their superior stance, than finding a mutually beneficial solution. Passive or avoidant people tend to avoid conflict at all costs and want to always maintain peace and harmony. They hesitate to express their own opinions or needs. For example, when the person says, I don't see you enjoying the beach, what's wrong? The passive or avoidant one responds, actually, I never wanted to have this kind of a holiday. The other is shocked. Why didn't you tell me earlier? No, I thought you would get upset. On the face of it, it seems a caring gesture, but it is not. Passive or avoidant people sulk when others do not pay attention to them, nor do they express enough. In conflicts, they just keep quiet or give in to the other's demands to avoid further conflict. Passive-aggressive people tend to express themselves indirectly through sarcasm or procrastination. For example, you want to go to the beach with this size? Nice outfit. They make clothes your size also these days, huh? The other asks, "Have you booked the flight tickets already?" The passive-aggressive one keeps procrastinating, as he or she does not really want to go. In conflicts, they may try to get their way through subtle manipulation. Collaborative people, on the other hand, tend to be open-minded and focused on finding solutions that benefit all people involved. In conflicts, they listen clearly, express their own perspective, and work towards finding a solution that addresses all of people's needs. For example, I want to go to the mountains and you want to go to the beach. Can we find a place that can accommodate both these possibilities? Or maybe for this holiday we go to the beach and in the next holiday we can go to the mountains. Needless to say, people's conflict styles may vary depending on the situation and the individuals involved. Effective conflict resolution involves understanding and accepting our conflict styles and finding a way to communicate and work towards a resolution that is respectful and beneficial for everyone involved. We uphold dharma. Most situations at home and work require us to collaborate, and so we practice inviting opinions and expressing our views. In doing so, we uphold the dharma of equality and equal opportunity. In a serious conflict approach, there may be no time for collaboration. Someone takes the lead and adopts an assertive approach, and the rest follow. The doctor in the operation theatre taking a decision, or the lieutenant in the army taking a decision for the Jawans to follow. There is already a high level of trust among the people, and so the others trust that the leader will take the right decision in the face of a conflict. There is no time for an elaborate discussion of how to collaborate, and it is not necessary either. If your style is aggressive or passive-aggressive, then your kaushalam lies in reminding yourself that each person is worthy of respect and dignity. Each person is a manifestation of Bhagavan. Just like you do not want to be insulted and humiliated, the other too does not want to be insulted and humiliated. And so you exert mastery over your words. Think is a good acronym. Whatever you want to say, is it T for true, H for helpful, I for inspiring, N necessary, and K kind. This mirrors what was said in the Gita. Is it true, satyam? Is it pleasant, priyam? Is it hitam, necessary? Is it anudvegakaram, not causing agitation? This is spoken of while referring to vak tapas, the discipline of speech. You move into a collaborative style of resolving conflict by simply asking, what is a mutually beneficial way forward? Ask everyone to express their opinion and discuss jointly the pros and cons of the different opinions expressed. You can even say, I'm really angry. I feel that my view is not being considered. I would really like to go to the beach. What would you like? Kaushalam might require of you to keep ragas and dveshas aside and listen to the others' opinions as well. If your style is passive or avoidant, then your kaushalam lies in expressing yourself without hesitation or the fear of judgment or rejection. You can even say, I am concerned that this may escalate into a fight, or I feel hesitant in expressing my opinion. Still, I think or feel ... Do not dismiss your own opinions and then sulk. Learn to express your thoughts and feelings, and don't hide behind wanting peace and harmony and later on explode as a pressure cooker. We may have developed passive-aggressive or passive-avoidant ways of approaching conflicts for different reasons. That's not the point. We stop this from becoming our default pattern. And so we apply Karma Yoga in the following ways in resolving conflicts. 1. Practice seeing the situation clearly with viveka. Clearly identify your approach and understand other people's approaches of resolving conflicts. Be objective about one's own biases, which can cloud judgment, without making excuses or justifying it. 2. Try to collaborate. Invite others to express and collaborate. 3. To determine the way forward, drop the raga, binding like for only my way, and drop the dvesha, dislike for the other person's way. Conflict situations are good opportunities to neutralize your ragas and dveshas into preferences. As a karma yogi, you want to serve dharma, which is a manifestation of Bhagavan. Hence focus on serving the needs of the situation. Move away from a position of ego gratification or only serving self-interest, and shift the focus to finding a beneficial way forward for everyone. Seek grace and help from Bhagavan and others to resolve the conflict. Know that all have been given Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti and Kriya Shakti in all situations, which needs to be used. Uphold dharma in resolving conflicts. Practice satyam, truthfulness. Practice ahimsa, non-injury. Practice kshama, accommodation. Daya, compassion. Ishvara pranidhanam, surrender to Ishvara. If we practice these values in non-conflict situations, then we will be able to invoke these in conflict situations as well. Accept that everyone has their own way of resolving conflicts, and everyone wants to be validated, including you. Look for common ground. Look for areas of agreement or shared values, as this can help to build trust and find common ground for a resolution. Take a break if needed. If emotions are running high, it may be helpful to take a break and say, let's talk about this later when both of us are calmer. Be centered in the midst of the storm of conflict. Additionally, Chanakya, who wrote Arthashastra, speaks of 4 methods that are used to solve conflicts. Sama, Dana, Danda, Bheda. Sama is to peacefully resolve an issue. Strangers, family, friends, first try to peacefully sort out a problem by explanation and pacification. If this step fails, the next method is dana, giving something to the person as a compensation to have a task completed. For example, parents may promise to buy the child a gift if the child does the homework. Sama and Dana could well be covered in a collaborative approach. The third is danda or punishment, which is either physical or emotional to have a task accomplished. This could be denying the child certain privileges or asking the child to stand in a corner. It temporarily resolves the conflict because the consequences of one's actions are unpleasant. This is to be used sparingly. The conflict of crime and repeated offenses is addressed by punishing the person with a trial or a jail sentence. And the final one is bheda, deliberately creating division or targeting the weaknesses of a person to get a job done. This technique is not meant to be used, but in severe conflict situations like war amongst nations, it may be used. A great example of where all these four techniques were used is in the Mahabharata, when Bhagavan Krishna goes to the Kauravas to negotiate peace with the Pandavas and avoid war. Krishna uses all four techniques to convince Duryodhana, the eldest Kaurava. Using Sama, he asks for Duryodhana to return the entire kingdom of Indraprastha to Yudhishthira as it was his right. Duryodhana disregarded his proposal. When Sama explanation and pacification failed, Krishna used dana and invoked that principle of giving in Duryodhana. He asked Duryodhana to give at least 5 villages to the Pandavas while keeping the rest of the kingdom. Duryodhana refused to even give 5 rooms of a house to the Pandavas. Krishna then attempts danda. He takes Karna aside and tells him the truth about Karna's birth and how Karna is the eldest of the Pandavas. He asks Karna to side with the Pandavas in an attempt to convince Duryodhana. But when Karna refuses, because he feels obliged to Duryodhana for being kind to him, the final option only remains. Krishna attempts to punish Duryodhana by taking away his strongest ally. But still, that didn't work. And the final technique of bheda was the only option. Because of the differences and that were highlighted, the Pandavas declared war on their cousins, and then the battle was fought at Kurukshetra. In the strangest of ways, it was a conflict of conflicts to resolve the longer-term simmering conflict and restore dharma. So you see, conflicts are a part of living, and our growth lies in not getting overwhelmed nor avoiding conflicts, but becoming adept at resolving conflicts and moving forward. As a karma yogi, resolving conflicts with kaushalam is our offering to Bhagavan and an acceptance of the results of our best efforts is having samatvam. It paves the way for a relaxed, contemplative, conflict-free mind. Such a person can see the all-pervasive, unchanging reality of the experiencer of the conflict, which is the Atma.